Hello, 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 everyone. An issue arose yesterday, and I want to do a little bit of a reminder, a little bit of a coaching opportunity on the topic of emotions. So, for the last 2 days, I really have started most of my meetings that I have been facilitating by sharing my emotional state, which for the last couple of days has been sadness. It's not here right now. You might be able to tell. Oh, you probably couldn't tell because you wouldn't know. But anyway, sadness isn't really here right now. So I've started all those, and the reason I've done that is I want to be present in the meeting. So for me, one way I can get more present and a way I can invite presence with others is to invite their emotions to be allowed in the room. So I want to do that for myself too, so I can be a present facilitator or a present attendee of a meeting. And sadness has been here. All right, so I was working with a client I wasn't facilitating a meeting, I was attending their senior leadership team meeting, and I did a check-in, 3-word check-in. And my 3 words were, sadness is here. That was 2 days ago. And in that meeting, I did something that just was it was way below the line. It was a moment, and it was below the line. So thing number 1 that I did later, as I was still sitting with the sadness, and also this thing that I did that was below the line, and frankly, just rude, totally inside my personality type at the low levels. So what I did was I presenced my understanding that what I had done was below the line. And I shared that that was true. I acknowledged the specific things that I had done. I'd interrupted somebody. I had been, in my opinion, terse and dismissive of a point that was raised. My impatience got the best of me. So I shared that. I shared what I had learned and how I would handle that situation in the future. Okay, cool. That's a nice shift move to get back above the line, is to reveal my truth and to, frankly, to chart a course of what I wanted to be more mindful of instead of following sort of these unconscious patterns. Okay, all good. Here's what happened next. A couple people said thanks. Love it. And a couple people went beyond thanks. They said, hey, one of the things I noticed that we did is that we didn't engage with your emotions enough. And that sadness was there and a hard thing had happened in your town. And that really got me wondering and just noticing. So I wanted to give a couple of reminders. Number 1, emotions, pure emotions, and the revealing of emotions, that's above the line. Number 2, being loving, holding space, being compassionate, also above the line. Now, where it gets interesting is we can start on the other side of an emotion feeling all sorts of rules or obligations or perceived duties that we have towards someone who has expressed that an emotion is present over there. We can go beyond holding space. Sometimes that's above the line, and sometimes that's 100% responsibility. Sometimes it can get a little sticky, and it can slide below the line and enter the framework or the rubric of heroing or taking more than 100% responsibility. And what that looks like is having a sense that someone over there is having an emotion, and my job, my obligation, what I should do, what I'm regretting that I didn't do, is get involved in it to take care of them. And the reason that gets a little slippery is we're making an assumption, it's super unconscious, and obviously it's born in love, that that person needs me to take care of them, that there's a problem over there, and that I am a good person to help solve it. It's fine. It's just below the line. It's just heroing. It's one of the things we do as humans. And the reason we want to pay attention to that heroing or that 150% responsibility is frequently when we're doing it, we are avoiding emotion ourself or something else. We are often avoiding. And 2, we might be depriving that person over there from getting to feel all of the emotion she gets to feel. And 3, and this one that it correlates directly to work, is that we might start to make up a story that if someone feels an emotion and we're in the room, that it might be our responsibility and it might be our fault. And what's super unnerving about that is we might steer clear of hard conversations because we don't want to hurt someone, because we don't want to make someone sad. And here's where conscious leadership comes in. Can we, as leaders, trust that person over there, as a person, a leader, whatever that person is, our kid, Can we trust that they are okay if emotions are present? And can we trust that we can express love without fixing, by holding space, by terminating an employee when we believe it is the right thing to do for the company? We may or may not believe it's the right thing to do for the other person, but it doesn't really matter because we don't know, because we have to trust that they know what's happening. Frankly, we have to trust that whatever they were doing that led to this difficult conversation, they also consciously or unconsciously are responsible for. And that allows us to handle our stuff, them to handle their stuff. And when you first hear this in conscious leadership, it sounds really mean. And the thing I just want to remind everyone of is that when we don't have the hard conversations, we are actually skipping over something else that might be worse. Being caring is not the same as being a conscious leader. And frankly, we can be caring, at least what we think is caring, from below the line. We can care so much, and if we care so much that it's out of proportion, that we're attached to being right about our position or the thing we care about, a belief we hold, we're actually below the line. So it's worth just watching. What are the benefits I get from this behavior? What are the costs? What's it costing me? What's it costing all my other employees? What's it costing that employee that I might be withholding from? And we get to wonder and learn about our own unconscious beliefs and our own unconscious patterns. And we get to re-inquire about what our 100% responsibility is in way more situations. Have a good day, everyone.